Yo, what is up? This is Throwback Thursday time, and today I'm going to feature two tanks for you, the VK2801 and the T54 lightweight in tier 8. Remember this tank? This was the tier 6 light tank. It's still in the game today, but it doesn't have this gun anymore. And this gun is actually a tier 5 gun. I think it has 350 damage. It's a derpy gun with 7 seconds reload time, and it's got really poor dispersion. I think 0.53 dispersion. I'm pulling up the stats from 9.17 up from Tanks GG, but that's what it's telling me, 0.53 dispersion. And back in the day I did not run food, and I was kind of poor. I didn't shoot a lot of premium rounds, and I actually ran 2 repair kits on this tank. As you can see, I have a small repair kit and I have a large repair kit, and that's because you didn't have cooldown times in the repair kits back in the day. You burned one repair kit and that was it, and that was all the repair kit that you had. That's the nice thing about this gun. You can just dirt people in the face there. It's really fun tank. I don't know why they took away this tank. This was a really relevant tank, especially in the tier 8 team battles. If you played tier 8 team battles, you had to have one of 2 light tanks, which is the VK or the back in the day it was the T37, but T37 or the Type 64 would have been just as good, because in the team battles tier 8s you had 6 tier 8 tanks and 1 tier 6 tanks, and back in the day you didn't bring any Cromwells. It was a light tank. Some people brought the 12T, some people brought the 64, some people brought the T37, some people brought the VK, but in my experience, one of the most successful tanks were the T37s back in the day, and this VK. Now, in case you don't remember, there was a guy, a YouTuber called The Lighthouse or something like that. That was the guy that actually inspired me to buy this tank, because I saw one of his videos years ago, and he made a video on his YouTube. I found it on his YouTube channel, and I was like, wow, this guy is really having fun in his tank. So I decided to follow him, and I decided to buy this tank and train the crew and shit and learn how to play this tank. I was really terrible at it initially, but then I got better and better with this gun and the playstyle of light tanks. He really inspired me how to play this tank. Now I feel really sorry for him, because this guy, the Lighthouse guy, you can search him up on YouTube, the Lighthouse something, but basically he only played this tank on NA, and if I'm not mistaken, he had notched up over 50,000 games in the VK2801. So his entire YouTube channel was centered around this tank. So when they decided to nerf LTs and change the gun on this tank, they basically killed off his YouTube career and killed off his channel, because he was all about this VK2801 and showing to people how much fun and how much excitement you could get out of this tank. It was really high risk, high reward tank. You don't really have a lot of good games all the time, but when you did have good games, it was really adrenaline pumping. It was really exciting tank to play, just because you had a little bit of camo value. You had a real quirky gun that could do huge amount of damage if you hit the sides or the back of some of the other tanks. And that was the fun thing about this tank, which I don't think there's any other tier 6 tank that is providing this kind of excitement nowadays. I really feel sad about that, because tier 6 light tanks, what are they now? They're just the T64. That's a competitive tank, and that's about it. The other tanks are just not that great anymore. Maybe that the new reward tank, the T50-02, is kind of special, because it's got the kind of speed and mobility, but it doesn't have the kind of gun that can help you carry a game. Now this tank doesn't really have a gun that can carry the game as well, but it has this quirky kind of playstyle that, you know what I mean? It's an element out there that makes it different from other light tanks, and I really miss this tank. I really wish they would bring back 2 light tanks from the German Tech tree. One of them is this one, the other one is the Aufklärungs Tier 7. Okay, let's switch on to the next game, which is T54 Lightweight. I'm platoon with a couple of buddies, some friends that I used to do tournaments with, and this is an attack defense map, and we are on the attacking side of what's the name of this map? Oh my god, it's not Himmelsdorf, it's I keep forgetting the name of this map. But anyway, this was an ace tanker game, but I don't have any of the results posted because it wasn't a thing back then to post the results or record the results. But anyway, I have this mode actually turned off in my settings, but I was platoon with a couple of friends and I was not the platoon leader. So when this showed up, I was like, damn, what do I do? Because I don't play this mode, I don't like this mode very much, but I decided to go down to the ridge line back in the north, back on top at the north side, which is still what you would do today, I think, because this is the best place to go to if you are in a kind of like a mobile tank, and you can do a little bit of spotting. You can spot those guys that are camping on the ridge, and if I can snapshot on this grand final, that would be great. And I missed it, but too bad. And what do you do in light tank in this game? Well, you try to stay out of trouble, try to hide, lose your spot, and then pop over and see if you can spot something and shoot them. Now I'm anticipating, normally the defense team, they are up here on this ridge as well, trying to spot us guys and cresting the ridge and shooting the guys down in the middle. But unfortunately, none of them are using this opportunity, which means there's actually no one on the northern side of the map. Now, I don't really want to YOLO and go in. I need to make sure that I am fairly safe before I do that. See if I can get a shot on this guy. Unfortunately, I'm spotted, so I'm going to duck down and see if I can get safe. We're equal in terms of tanks destroyed, 2 apiece. Someone's shot this guy, which means there's someone on that ridge. What do I do? I haven't decided exactly what to do yet, but eventually I'll find out. Eventually I'll decide what to do. But right now I'm just going to play it safe, crest the ridges, see if I can spot anything. It looks like that M41 Grand Final has buzzed off because I think he was probably alone, and there was just another guy that was covering him, which is this guy. So that is why he left the position, and now this guy is alone. I decide to bum rush him because there's basically nothing much he can do. I can be aggressive and take him out. Now I've got the flank from the back, and the GW Tiger, is that a GW Tiger? He's fired his shot and it went right over me because I was on a slope, so I can just basically take my time, finish him off. We have a 1 tank lead now, and we also have the map control because I have basically taken out the entire scouted out the entire northern side, and the rest of my team can basically rush in from the back. I've got free shots on the back of this guy, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Take as many free shots as possible. Someone's actually paying attention to me, so I've got to be a little bit more careful. This guy is going to try and shoot me if he can, and I'm not going to risk it. We're only 2 tanks ahead, and although we have the numerical advantage and we do have map control, I'm not going to just rush in and YOLO and waste all my HP rushing into those guys. I'm going to let the reinforcements arrive before we advance our position. I wish these guys were a little bit more aggressive because they have the armor and we have the advantage. Anyway, I've found my opportunity and looks like I can close down these guys and probably have side shots. Yes, I do have actually I have backside shots on the Rheinmetall Borsig. The real pro play here right now would be to load HE, but I didn't do that, which means I need to take like 3-4 shots just to kill this guy. He's still not dead. Basically 4 shots just to finish off this Rheinmetall Borsig. In fact, it's gonna take 5 shots. The pro play there would have been to load up HE and shoot him, right? And unfortunately, wasting so much time means they've actually got a tank lead ahead of us. Now I'm gonna ignore this guy and gonna shoot this guy in the back because I was thinking of saving that guy in the middle while this guy helps me finish off this WZ. Now I'm gonna shoot him once and I'm gonna circle around him, force him to turn his turret and waste a bit of time, and that T44 has managed to finish him off. Now we are only 1 tank behind and we probably have the HP advantage, but yes, because those guys are all 1-shots, and basically he's taken out all my HP, killed my driver. I didn't even notice that my driver was dead. I think I eventually fixed the driver, I'm not so sure, but this was a very intense moment for me, I guess, and I actually bounced that VK. I finished off all my... Did I finish off all my standard shells and have only premium shells to shoot right now? And it looks like that guy shot, so I'm gonna finish him off. Ooh, tank. Thankfully that was done. This was an ace tanker. And thanks for watching. That was Throwback Thursday. I hope you enjoyed those videos of the 2 light tanks. That was a blast from the past. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.